And I think we are close enough to 6 o'clock to kind of start this. Let me make. Okay. And good evening, everybody. How are we doing today? We have, let me get everything set up. I apologize. I am using this backup computer today, so we're a little disjointed. All right. Here we're here tonight to talk about volunteer opportunities and volunteering. We've got, first on our list is the LP SAC Volunteer Organization and Support Committee. If you can go to lpsac.org/volunteer and send us your information, and we can start to organizing our volunteers, because there's a lot to do, and we can't do any of it without volunteers. There's too much. We'd go too slow, as we've seen over the last few years. Just the sheer volume of things to do, of running the basic organization, takes all we can take. And so by focusing on getting volunteers intaked and organized, I think is our very first goal. We can't do anything else without volunteers. We would like to have a picnic this summer. We can't have one without organizing volunteers. And so it is the organization of volunteers is my primary focus for at least the next few months before we can move forward and do anything else. And while I haven't gotten everything done this last week, I've been having to focus on some personal stuff. We are moving forward. Let's see. So if you can go to, again, lpsac.org/volunteer and give us your input, someone will get back to you. We can start organizing. That's for the Volunteer Organizational Support Committee. If you have interest in the Bylaws Committee, you can actually use the same form. Just put in the comments that you're interested in the Bylaws Committee. That's going to have to move fast, because I haven't sent the email yet to we do have a base committee of 5, so we can actually function and get that updated, but it has to be finished by the May election. May business meeting is when we have to update those, and so that is on a tight time schedule. We have about 2 months, 6 weeks, something like that, to get it done. And then we have some community volunteer opportunities, specifically Libertarian Counterpoint, which, in full disclosure, I'm kind of part of. And more than just my role as chair, I have a role in that organization as well. And so, just in full disclosure, there's no money involved in it. It's all kind of public access thing, at least for now. But we do have volunteer needs. We need team communications and organizations. As always, all of us libertarians, we always need organizational help. We need people who can help with content collection, collation, organize shows, because we want to expand, and we can't expand to more shows without more hands and putting shows together. Anybody who's interested in video editing, we need video editing, specifically backup video editors. We have regular video editors, but if you want to do backup video editing, or if you're interested in doing more video editing than we do, we really do light video editing as little as possible. But if you're more interested in doing some more, we can help you there. Social media promotion, we're terrible at that. So we do need some social media promotion organization and a team. And that's, 10, 15 minutes a week to help share the word, that kind of thing. Website assistance, we use WordPress, so that's easy. We do need to start thinking about revenue and asset generation. because we spend a lot of time, a lot of money. Well, and if we want to expand, it will cost money. And, you know, even a not-for-profit, non-profit organization needs to have operating capital and distribution coordinator. Because we would like to be able to expand our the public access to more places. I think we were in like 20 markets across the country last time I checked, which was a year and a half ago. So I don't know if that's still in place. But there's, you know, places across the country that for a small fee, you know, paid for by a local affiliate, or even if we have the money for it ourselves, you know, if we find someone there who's willing to sponsor as the name, it's very easy to get shows, pre-made shows, up onto public access. And those are the grassroots of grassroots people. And so if you can get either our shows or get local affiliates and local libertarian communities to make their own shows for their own local public access, you know, that's even better. We can help train them. We can help teach you how to do it. That's kind of the long-term goal. And for locally here, if we ever get back to the studio, we need camera, sound, CGs, director effects, and that type of thing. If we ever get back into the studio, which, you know, we don't know what's going to happen with that. So that's out of our control. We do like our studio, but it's out of our control. And then we have, trying to think. Again, I don't have I'm on a backup computer here, so I don't try to do this out of memory. We have a list of things that are needed for the party besides the committees. And I had made this list, but I don't have access to my email. We need writers. Specifically, I need writers. I write slow. And so during the campaign, we found out that, you know, I talk to somebody, they write an email or a blog post or something. They send it back to me. I make some small corrections, and then we post it. So if I can find someone to help me with that, in terms of an LP community writer or group, that's one way to help. To write letters to the editor, we could use volunteers to help us write letters to the editor. It's not just not approval, but you know, you can write your own letters to the editor. But sometimes it's easier if someone gives you a topic or a talking point or something to say. And so we need people to help keep track of the goings on of the local boards and committees and community services, and, you know, what laws are being passed, what regulations are being passed. We need people to keep track of that. We need to have volunteers who can start showing up to, again, the board meetings, the community meetings, the city council meetings. We need people who can do that. So there's a laundry list of things that need to get done, but none of that can happen without first organizing, creating some form. It doesn't have to be complicated. You know, it can be 3 layers. The board, you've got the board, you've got the volunteer committee, and then you have volunteers. You don't need to have a complicated set of organization, but you do need to have some, and we do need to have a long-term plan and how to deal with it. Yeah, we can evolve the plan every year, but we do need to have some kind of direction where we're going. And so for the next few months, that's what we're focused on. Our goal is to, you know, just start to get organized so we can have something more. You know, we all want to do more, but, you know, it all takes us getting together, working as a team to move forward. We can't do that expecting other people to do the work. So anyway, any questions or comments? I will give you a second because I know there's a lag. We will be here next Monday at 6, maybe 7. I'll post it. I'll put an event. I didn't get an event posted today. Really, if someone is a writer out there and wants to help me write, because my campaign manager ended up being my campaign writer simply because my writing process is slow. And so I would talk to him about a subject. He'd write it up. I'd make some small edits to fit it, my personal kind of style, and it was much faster. And so sometimes it just takes me a long time to write, like an email blast. Something that should take a day takes me 3. And if I had someone who's a quicker writer, it would be helpful. Okay, with no questions, you can always send me questions at jjust@lpsac.org. And I'm always happy to try and get back to you. I am behind, so give me a couple of days. And I will see you guys next week. Good night.